Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. So I initially had plans on, covering Jason Blackstream on his The Business channel about the cost of life, right? Somewhere around $3.4 million, which he got from Investopedia or one of those type of websites. And he broke it down and he actually said it's probably going to cost you closer to 4 million. And if your wife divorces you, then more than that. And that is what I was planning on covering probably tonight, if not tomorrow morning. And then Mr. Z checking his phone during break, a little 5 minutes. I got to, relax a bit at work. Checked my phone. Shout out to Gender Warlord. Gender Warlord tags me. Z, I think she knows about you. And there you go. Who's the she? Kim Foster. Oh boy. Right? Now, this is a good thing. That's if Miss Kim Foster actually knows who I am. This is a good thing. So we got confirmation from FD Signifier. If y'all recall, FD Signifier told us these people don't listen to us on my first interview. If you recall, for all of you that remember, FD said, yeah, those people these women will not be bothered with us. If y'all recall correctly, huh? So either Kim Foster subscribers are sending her stuff and she listens long enough to flag it, or she listens in. Now we know Chrissy listens in. Clearly FD listens in. We know Tanya TKO listens in. Maybe not to Z, but she listens into other Black Manosphere. We know Sulcus Ray listens in. Maybe not to Z, but to other Black Manosphere people. Right? And it's looking like maybe Kim Foster does too. Oh no, not the classist troll asshole. Not the little troll asshole classist. Not Miss white collar a-hole. Not Miss petite bourgeoisie garden gnome. Miss Kim Foster, I said it before. You are not above this. You excuse me. You're in the muck. You're in the mud with the rest of us. You are slinging mud in this online gender conflict between Black men and Black women that should have ended before it even started. You are in this also. Right? You are engaging in this. You are not above it. No, Miss Kim Foster, you are not Bowser. Stop. You're one of the little mushrooms. Your ego makes you think that. And whoever told you that, was it your man? I don't know, another Black woman. Whoever told you that was blowing smoke up your rear end. Right? So now that and I don't want to call it yet. Shout out to my subbies. Shout out to whoever it was, and I'm gonna say your name in a minute. Who checked me in Gender Warlord's comment section when I asked him, right? Him, how does he know that Kim Foster knows who I am? And one of the brothers pretty much said, like, Z, maybe you don't realize who you are in this space, and you're not the only one who has said that. Y'all already know how Mr. Z is with that, right? I have a tendency to play this down, right? And yes, Kevin Miller. And Kevin Miller says Kim flagged the video. Yeah, from Gender Warlord, not from me, but my name was tagged. So Gender Warlord, I think he tagged me in the title of the video. And so if we are to extrapolate, excuse me, that if she's going after gender warlord and my name is on the title of the video, right? I'm tagged in the video, then clearly, right? And I think, that's okay. It is good that we know if these people are listening. Clearly, they still ain't getting their mind right. And I want to be very clear, my critique of you, Kim Foster, as a petite bourgeoisie black woman, Ivy League educated, the most premier school arguably on this planet. Africana Studies, if I'm not mistaken. The issue with black women like you is you forward and push theories that don't actually work for working class, working poor, lower middle class black women, right? You actually push and forward ideas that don't actually work for these people, essentially giving working class black men, oftentimes blue collar black men, the men that these women have access to, the men that will do right by them. You forward a very feminist ideology, while women like you oftentimes get married, stay married. Whether that's to a black man, a white man, a woman. But we have to be honest, the majority of people in America are heterosexual. So that's gonna mean black women with men. The majority of black women, their best option is a black man. Let's be very clear, Kim Foster, you attended Harvard. Most of them ain't checking for no black women like that. Yes, they're anti-black. Yes, they are racist. So when you forward all of these black men misogynists, black men colorists, black men not looking out for black women, black men not showing up for black women, and when you really say that, when women like you say that, Kim Foster, when black women like you say that, what you really mean is black men ain't appropriately kissing ass and kissing the ring and bowing down. Because women like you have taken for granted that white society gave you the microphone to speak and to lead the black community. You you take for granted that the black community is a matriarchy if you want to be kind, a gynocracy if you want to be accurate. Right? Now you're playing around with concepts of tactical patriarchy. And this is another way of women like you essentially telling black women to fall in line. That their own self-preservation, their own comfort is less important, excuse me, is less important than paying fealty to the sisterhood. As you, in your own words, said just a year and a half ago, if even that long, the sisterhood matters more to you than your own relationship. These are your words. I'm paraphrasing just a little bit. I didn't take it out of context. Those were your own words. I hope your man knows that you care more about the sisterhood than you do about him. Miss Foster, you come from a long line of your same ideological bell hooks, excuse me, right? Bell hooks, who else did I mention? Alice Walker, Oprah Winfrey. You come from a long line of that, right? Kimberly Crenshaw and whatnot. The reason why Mr. Z critiques you is also because of that class relationship that you have with working class, lower middle class, and working poor black women that you refuse to acknowledge. Or at least you refuse to actually speak about what that means for you and what that means for them. Miss Foster, you earn enough to be okay being single. The average black woman doesn't. So all you end up doing is just making them insufferable for the average man with all your theories. You align or you hope or you work with black women, other working class, lower middle class, working poor black women. You align with them on being black women. And that's pretty much all y'all align on. Your class position, Miss Foster, as you forward these feminist theories, feminist beliefs, white feminist beliefs painted black, it actually is a detriment to your everyday working class black woman. Right? So now that we have some possibly lightweight acknowledgement that Kim Foster listens to somebody in the black manosphere, it's not just Obsidian, right? Now that we have some lightweight acknowledgement, maybe she's listening to other people in the black manosphere, right? Now we can have a more honest conversation, Miss Kim Foster, about what exactly are black women like you doing for everyday black women. Not the black women that occupy your same class position that's going to probably end up with some white dude or another woman or maybe a lettered and degreed upper middle class and above black man. No, your everyday black woman, right? Huh. You want these women to pay fealty to the sisterhood over their own self interest while you are working on your over a year long relationship, possibly. Once again, Rebecca Traister, everyone. The white feminists, when cornered and questioned about what does she have to say about the fact that college educated women are getting married and staying married while working class women, poor women, women in poverty, aren't getting married, and if they do, they're divorced in no time. Rebecca Traister ducked and dodged and tied herself into a pretzel on that question. I suspect if we were to ask Miss Kim Foster the same question, we would get much of the same non answer. Right? We would get much of the same non answer. What makes Kim Foster dangerous is that they swear they're on the right side of history. It's the same thing that makes FD Signifier dangerous. It's the same thing that makes Conscious Lee dangerous, although he's placater in chief and he knows he's doing it. It's the same thing that makes Professor Odie dangerous. Is that they swear they're on the right side of history and they're doing what's right for black women and by extension what's right for black people. They truly believe the upliftment of black women will automatically mean the upliftment of everybody else in the society, particularly marginalized people, because intersectionality has informed them that black women are on the bottom, and if you do right by black women, you're automatically doing right by everyone else. They truly believe that it's okay to beat up on black men because they don't even see it as beating up on black men. And if they do see it as beating up on black men, excuse me, it's rightfully deserved. Right? Miss Foster, We critique you because you, once again, you come down a long line of black feminists who have hid their misandry and their anti-black male sentiments behind white media, white academia, right? White print media. You have hidden all of, and by the way, Miss Kim Foster, I'm speaking about you, but I'm actually also speaking about a line of thought and feeling that goes far beyond you. So if you're starting the flagging war, right? Fine. Understood. But as I said before, and as I continue to say to anyone that will listen, anyone of prominence and note, just because the Kim Fosters of the world turn up their fake ass Valley Girl voice, their interview voice, their vocal fry, just because they know 4 and 5 syllable words, just because they went to a reputable institution, college, university, does not mean they're above black men. Just because they use 4 and 5 syllable words when insulting black men and couching their insult of black men by speaking one's truth, telling the truth about the black community, right? Speaking about the horrors of black men as predators and etc. etc. No, they are sniping at black men. They are sniping at black men oftentimes because they're still little heartbroken, mean, condescending people because of who didn't want them in high school. I told y'all I'm gonna mention it every single time. Yes, they're not above it. Yes, they're not over it. I would like to direct you to not even a month ago. Look at Kim Foster's reaction to Cat Williams saying light skinned, weird faced wife. Look at how she speaks about it. Look at how she critiqued Brittany Renner multiple times. This woman who pretends like she's okay with how she looks detests black men, particularly, maybe, probably, possibly, most likely, attractive black men. She detests black men, right? Women like Kim Foster swear that it's just their look. No, it's your attitude. It's your demeanor. It's the way you speak. You're condescending as hell. But that's okay because you think black men deserve it. Who are black men anyway? Who are working class black men anyway? You admitted you want to see Obsidian starve. Thank you for being honest. It's not just Obsidian you want to see starve. It's any black man that has the unmitigated gall to respond to your misandry. For you, your well-warranted misandry. Kim Foster, you need to accept that you are a sexist, misandrous troll that comes down a long line of sexist, misandrous trolls in the black community who use your position to snipe at black men under the guise of whatever it is, whether it's the upliftment of black women, whether it's black feminism, whether it's telling one's truth, whether it's telling one's truth about their experiences, whether it's talking about colorism and texturism and featureism and homophobia. No, you come down from a long line of misandrous trolls who once upon a time had a monopoly on the narrative in the black community. Miss Foster, once upon a time, women like you had a monopoly, black women like you had a monopoly on the narrative. Unfortunately for you, social media has democratized this town square. You no longer have a monopoly on the narrative. Women like you, oh, it's going to chap your ass, actually have to contend with what black men you think you're better than are saying. Ooh, you about to say it, Z? What they think, don't say it, Z. And what they feel, oh boy, sacrilege. Yes, Miss Foster. The men that you think you're above and that you are better than, women like you, and definitely working class and lower middle class and working poor black women, are going to have to contend with those what those men think, what they feel, and what they believe. What those black men think, what they feel, and what they believe. You can't swirl your way out of this. You can't divest your way out of this. You can't LGBTQ your way out of this. You can't even, Uzi, you can't even buy a dog and die alone your way out of this. You couple with Jason Black, and I'm going to cover that. What Jason Black said a few nights ago, $3.4 million, and that how that's gonna pretty much kill all the men. Working towards that $3.4 million. Black women, do you have the wherewithal to do it? Miss Foster, we're not speaking about just you. Black women who have currently have a wealth of $5, do they have it in them to work their way into $3.4 million? And once, like Jason Black said, that's on the light end. Ooh, good point, Trail. Intersectionality your way out of it, right? Huh. So yes, Miss Foster, this is the real. Your ego be damned, Miss Foster. Your ego be damned. Huh. You know, shout out to Gender Warlord for tagging me. Let me. Oh, actually, I said I was supposed to get that brother's name. Give me 1 second. Let's get that brother's name so that we can make sure we say it. Give me a second. Oh, Ismail. It was Ismail. Ishmael was the one that said it, and the comment is, "Come on, Z, you clearly don't know the extent of your reach at this point." Question mark. Been listening to you for a minute. You've established yourself in this space. You know, old girl listens. They all do. I don't know, Ishmael. I don't know. Right? I don't know, but it's maybe. Right? She has said things that I almost felt was her addressing something I said before. You know, I've seen Yanni do it also. So like, but for me not to become an egotistical maniac, which I'm really not anyway, I need like hard like with Chrissy, like she said things I was like, okay, that's me. That ain't nothing but me right there. And there's a reason for that, right? Somebody said, come on, fam. I hear you. Right? But the Kim Fosters of the world, you know, Chrissy will admit that she's in the muck with she Chrissy knows she's mudslinging with the rest of us. And although occasionally she speaks like she above it, she knows she in the dirt with the rest of us. She in the muck with the rest of us. Kim Foster, on the other hand, is your like She is exactly who you think she is. She is your proverbial, that's the word I was looking for, elitist a-hole black woman, excuse me, who engages in the BS acting like she's not, right? And especially when the white powers that be come around, that's when she really plays damsel in distress and all these men are attacking me and they're doxing me or whatever however she's gonna frame it. Right? And Mr. Shik to you says, BGS sit it. Somebody is gonna have to take care of these brats. If men won't do it voluntarily, the government will step in because they ain't doing it. I think you're right. I think you're right. Exactly. And yeah, Jake says, what did Leon say on your last panel? They will be working until they die. Yeah, yeah, he did say that. He said that to what's her face, to Jess, right? And the Kim Fosters in the world. Let me be very clear. They turn around all that crap she talking, and Kim Foster. This is my critique of you. All that crap you're talking. You and homeboy been together for a year already. He turned around. He proposed to you. Y'all go sell out in the sunset, upper middle class. Or he proposes to you. Y'all get married, you reverse course, you have children. You raise your children upper middle class while you push all your BS theories down to working class, lower middle class, and poor black women. Huh? And all you did with doing that is just make them more insufferable than they probably already were. While you live nice, upper middle class, you and your man, raising y'all kids straight. 2, 3 vacations a year to nice places. Huh? While working class women essentially one paycheck away from poverty, wealth of $5, but y'all all black women the same, right? You align with them as being black women, right? Down with the patriarchy and these evil black men that want to be white patriarchs, right? Huh? Once again, Rebecca Traister. All that sound nice. All your theories sound nice. But why do women like you y'all continue to get married though? Kim Foster? Black women like you, white women like you, continue to get married though, while you push all your BS theories to working class and working poor and lower middle class black women who don't get married and who are insufferable, mean a-holes like you, but they can't actually afford to be. It would behoove them to compromise with a man and work it out. Ah, but they've been listening to Kim Foster for 2, 3, 5 years. So as Kim Foster gets married and has children and lives the good life, your subscribers, who think just like you but can't actually afford it, well, good point, Ishmael, and that's for some of them. And Ishmael says, not only do they get married to the big bad white male patriarchs. That's the case for the white women. For the white feminists, oh, that's definitely the case. For some black women, they might be able to pull it off with a white patriarch here and there, right? But let's be very clear, a lot of those black women end up marrying other women, right? Some of them, the feminista Jones, just be single out here, just right, while giving black men the middle finger, age out the game, right? And Kevin says, "Look at Kim Foster. Kim Foster's eyes and facial expression. Something's off. Maybe, right? I'll give that some time and let that kind of play itself out, right? Because I don't. I wish this lady would stop talking like she's above us, like she's above black men, like she's above the black manosphere. I think the Kim Fosters of the world have a role to play. They just refuse to play it. Kim Foster, your role isn't just to look out for black women. Absolutely not. Your role is to look out for black people and not condescend to black men about who we should be. Translation, kissing your ass. As a Harvard grad, you have a role to play. It is not to condescend to black men and try to get them to be down with the matriarchy if you want to be kind, the gynocracy if you want to be accurate. Your role is to play spook who sat by the door for black people. That's your role. Your role is to look out for black men. Your role is to bogart and try to get as many black people, that includes black men, into Harvard as humanly possible. That's your role. Or that should be your role. Your role is to actually your role was to actually do what Tina Knowles Lawson did and put out documentaries, if you could, about how black men aren't so toxic. They're not the worst thing in the world. Funny enough, as this was coming from the black woman that like emasculated her man in front of everybody on camera. But yeah, Kim Foster, that's your role. And to hell with your pride. Ooh, and your ego. Goddamn, see. That's your role. Oh, to hell with your pride and your ego and feeling slighted that you weren't the chosen chick in high school. Huh? This is bigger than you, Kim Foster. This is bigger than your ego. Your position is bigger than your ego. You being a Harvard grad is bigger than your ego. It's bigger than all them clothes that you like to buy that's expensive to make up for the fact that you don't like what you see in the mirror. Ooh, Z. Goddamn, Z. Huh? Your position is bigger than you trying to class flex on black men, particularly blue collar black men. And Kevin Samuels, Kevin Miller. I almost called you Kevin Samuels. And Kevin Miller says, "Z, I don't think she's crazy, but I get bad actor vibes. I think that'll come out in the wash. We're in the era of exposure. I think that'll come out in the wash, right? I think that will come out in the wash. I think we got to give this a bit more time. Kim Foster will expose herself, or her and Buddy Rowe won't work, and he'll expose her. Or when she go ape crap when they don't work because she's embarrassed, she'll expose herself. They always do, right? They always do, right? I'm not surprised by the Kim Fosters. We should expect that. Oprah and Gail and Terry McMillan and Kimberly Crenshaw and Alice Walker, et cetera, primed the environment for Kim Foster. And Bell Hooks, these people primed the environment for Kim Foster. Kim Foster's a 34, 35-year-old millennial. She's a millennial black woman that graduated from Harvard. What did we expect her to sound like? Who did we expect her to be? Kim Foster is exactly who she should be. And understand what I'm saying different than what I just said 5 minutes ago. That's why we speak about a decolonized mind. Kim Foster thinks she's actually she has a decolonized mind. She doesn't. We know that. Right? It's not just one or two bad takes that Kim Foster has. It would be different if she had one or two bad takes. I'm a black man. I understand. Yeah, I flamed her ass earlier today. But I'm a black man. I understand black women, especially darker skinned black women that don't have certain features in this society, in their angst and their anger about not being that shit. I get it. I'm the one who brought that to y'all. I get it. But Kim Foster, you got to grow up. Because you don't see this as you essentially being a little petulant child throwing a temper tantrum, that you're not the it chick, but that is exactly what you're doing. Years long, decade at this point, decade long on social media throwing a goddamn temper tantrum that you're not the it chick, that you're not a white woman, ooh, that you're not an upper class or rich or wealthy white woman. Even the way you critiqued that show, was it about the Alabama sorority rush thing, whatever the hell? Was it Alabama or was it Mississippi? One of those. And I heard you, ma'am, speaking about those college-age white women. And you did a good job critiquing it. I didn't even watch the show. I think you did a masterful job at critiquing it, about speaking about how this affects people socially, about where these white girls and their look rank in society. I think you did a masterful job. And you know what I saw in that? A little bit of envy, a lot of bit of envy. Bama Rush, thank you. So Alabama, Bama Rush, thank you. Thank you, Jake. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay, so I got to check that out. And Jake says, did you watch the interview with Rebecca Traister and Professor Frump? No. Okay, got to check that out. I think she has one. I think her man is that. And Calvin says she mad at her that upper class black men don't want her. I think her man might be that. Michelle Wallace, that's the other name I always forget. Michelle Wallace, thank you. And Ishmael said Audre Lorde, Michelle Wallace, Barbara Smith. That's the one that was on the talk show, right? That was trying to the one from the Combahee River Collective. That's the one. Yawn. Right. And Jake says it's from 4 years ago. I'll still watch it. All right. Barbara Smith, her condescending, and by the Kim Foster, I want you to understand that's the lane that you're in. Barbara Smith. The problem is it's really black men killing black men, like she cared. Ma'am, you are a black woman that was part of the Combahee River Collective. We know you don't give no damn about no goddamn black man. And Miss Foster, that's you. That's literally you when you read whatever portion of Men and Boys from Dr. Richard Reeves. You ain't say nothing about all those interviews he did going in on women like you, and pretty much waiting. And Dr. Richard Reeves is waiting for Kimberly Crenshaw ass. You ain't say nothing about that. Huh? You ain't say nothing about that, did you? Huh? Queen intersectionality. And Dr. Richard Reeves is waiting for her ass. Because he understands. I want to be very clear with you, Miss Foster. Men understand, even white men, white British men. You realize that Dr. Richard Reeves is a white Brit that's now naturalized in the US. And it ain't take him not 5 nanoseconds to realize, wait a minute, Kimberly Crenshaw just used intersectionality to weaponize that and benign neglect black males. So that women like her could run out the back door with all the damn resources that were being maybe flicked off the table for the black community. The little bit of resources that were being flicked off the table, Kimberly Crenshaw and her ilk used intersectionality to pretty much benign neglect black boys and black men and be the primary recipients of the little crumbs. And Miss Foster, you read that book and you mentioned it in one of your talks and you said nothing about that part. Uh-oh. That's why I say, right? That's why I say you sound like a slightly younger Barbara Smith. You sound like a slightly younger Barbara Smith. He doesn't dog her. He mentions her, and Kevin Miller says, "Can someone tell me the videos where Reeves dogs Crenshaw?" If I recall correctly, I think he mentions her when he did the excuse me, interview with Andrew Yang, or when he did the interview with what's the LGBTQ brother name again? Jesus Christ. Younger brother. What is his name? His face is right there. BGS has mentioned him a couple of times too, and I've watched some of his stuff. I'm not a fan. I forgot this dude's name. The face is right there. No, not Don Lemon. It's not Don Lemon. It's a younger dude. I think he's younger than me. He's maybe in his early 30s or late 20s or something. Jesus Christ, this dude's name face. He was when Congress had the talk about reparations at one point. Coleman Hughes, thank you, Lithium. Coleman Hughes, that's him. Coleman Hughes, Lithium in the clutch. Yes, Kevin Milton, Coleman Hughes, right? So, Dr. Richard Reeves did an interview with Coleman Hughes. I think it was either, if I recall correctly, it was either the one with Andrew Yang or the one with Coleman Hughes, and he brings up Kimberly Crenshaw. And you could see by the way he brings her up, and I can't remember the exact words, but essentially like, the way she uses this here, and he's speaking about intersectionality because it's very clear. Right? Right? So, I'm not going to stay too long today. I just wanted to make this video because I think, shout out to Gender War Lore. I might bring this up again. I might speak about this again maybe tomorrow. Like I said, I definitely want to speak about Jason Black and that $3.4 million, which is on the light end. But I definitely want to speak about, and y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. I definitely want to speak about Kim Foster and why I think she's dangerous. Right? As I said, you couple what Kim Foster represents to what Jason Black presented to us, and black women don't really got a choice but to get down on black men's program. You really don't got no choice in the matter. Unless you're okay with starving to death. Right? Or like we saw with the South Koreans, or was that Japan? It's South Korea, right? With all those single women who feared the future because they know they don't have enough in retirement to survive, and they try to press the Korean government to somehow come up with the tax money because they never got married and never had children. Right? Huh. As I said, the thing with the Kim Fosters is the hypocrisy. First of all, they're in the muck like the rest of us. Secondly, it's that they oftentimes still get married, go sell out in the sunset, while they forward and push all these feminist theories to working class, poor, lower middle class black women, right? Huh. And that's my issue. That's why y'all saw me speak about the professor that I reviewed, and I gotta come back to it. Heteropessimism, right? That's why y'all heard me speak that the way I did about Rebecca Traister. That's why you see I have had a special space for the Kim Fosters, right? And no, Kim Foster, you're not no final boss. You're not Bowser. Stop it. You are who we thought you were. You are Kim. Your ego, bro. Jesus Christ. Your ego. No, Miss Foster, you're not no final boss. You're another one. At least Oprah said she knew she had to work because of her look. At least she was honest, right? Kim Foster is engaging in the BS, telling herself, or whoever told her, she said someone told her, that she's like Bowser to us, she's like a ball. Yawn, stop. You're another just regular black woman who attended an Ivy, got your college degree from there, got your excuse me, graduated from the most premier university on planet Earth, possibly, right? And then you use that to dump on black men while you couch it as just critiquing our behavior and being fearful for regular black women and having to deal with them these type of men. No, you're punching down on the men you think you're better than. And a lot of that comes from childhood trauma of you not being that chick. You're not a white girl and you're not the cute black girl at the school. And that's all it is. And you continue to tell yourself you're above it. You're not. That's true. It's true. I ain't even going to mention that part right now. But you're right. Right? But that isn't that it? And Let's Go says that loser keeps using slurs when it comes to black men and boys. But of course, they always reserve all the extra sass and the mean, condescending tone, the I'm better than you tone. They turn on the white girl, valley girl voice on black men. Of course they do. You all type of N words, right? Kim Foster just another Ivy League graduate black woman who thinks she above all the black men that overlooked her and still wouldn't urinate on her if she was on fire. Women like her use their position to get at the black men who, even with her position, wouldn't do nothing with her. Your average black man would find out that Kim Foster's Harvard graduate and they would be like, okay, that's cool. If it wasn't for this space, if it wasn't for YouTube, Who would even care? Who would know her? If white society didn't pick her up because they could smell the anti-black misandry on her, who would even know and who would care who Kim Foster is? Right? Kevin Miller says they all want to be the next Joanne Reed. Yawn. Right? That's all it is. Kim Foster, stop. You're not Bowser. You're not Bowser. I said it before and I'll end out on this. You have a role to play, Kim Foster. To hell with your ego. Your role is to advocate for black people that includes black men. Not the way you think we should show up, which is a way that kisses your ass and other black women like you. You have a role to play, Kim Foster. Same thing I say to Chrissy. Chrissy, you got a degree in marketing, you got a role to play. All these people need to grow the hell up and stop being bitter about who didn't find you attractive or who still doesn't find you attractive. Y'all all talking like y'all above it. You're not. Grow the hell up, put your big girl panties on, and advocate and do for black men, even though them niggas don't like find you attractive and they ain't gonna try to pipe. And guess what? Charles is right. Black men are the trash man of the dating world. Negroes are still gonna try to pipe. Right? And Dale, you're right. You're right. But the issue is with women like this, they think they still don't have a role to play. They feel they see it as an attack and offense to them that you don't see them in that way, which is funny because they don't want to be hounded, but they kind of do. Thank you, GC. This is essentially what I'm saying. GC summed it up in a bow. Mid Foster needs to get over high school, bruh. That's really what it is, right? You have a role to play, Kim Foster. The, the days of not advocating for black men because you still mad about who didn't find you attractive in high school, right? Y'all heard this from Chrissy. I'm not going back to the days. I'm not gonna be pro black no more. Yawn. Those days are over. That temper tantrum. That's why I called. That's why I told y'all stop saying they acting masculine. They're not being masculine. It's temper tantrum energy. It's petulant child energy. That's all Chrissy's on. That's all Kim Foster's on. That's all Yanni is on. That's what Lexus Exodus is still on. Shout out to her black baby daddy. That's what Cynthia G is on. They're all just petulant little children. Cynthia G got daddy issues out the world. It's just petulant child. So they could couch it however they want. They're little girls in grown women's bodies who still mad that first, one, they're not white women, upper middle class white women. Two, the dudes that they find attractive oftentimes don't find them attractive. Three, they thought they got degreed up so that they could talk down to you and elevate themselves out of the weight of being a black woman in America, even though they say that's not what they're on. That's what they're on. Right? So to all those, with all of them, grow up. Grow up. Yeah, you have a role to play because for the foreseeable future, the majority of black women, pretty much your best chance with any type of companionship for real, is with black men. Period, point blank. So to hell what you talking about that swirler talk, Chrissy, yawn. That's the real. And yeah, you're gonna have to negotiate with black men. You better believe it. The majority of black women don't have a choice. Yeah, you heard right. So coming to a close, shout out to Gender War Lore. Um, Miss Kim Foster, you got a role to play. And that role is not condescending to working class, everyday black men. That role to play is not to insult black men while you couch your insults as constructive criticism or telling one's truth or defending black women or advocating for black women. Punching down on black men that you think you're better than is not advocating for the same black women in mass that their best bet for any type of companionship are those same black men that you just punched down on. Right? Hysterical Detro and GC. Right? Y'all don't see the theme on my channel? Look at the people I really go at. Look at the way I frame it. And let's be very clear. I'ma say it. Well, fine. I'm gonna finally bring it up. Yes, you gotta advocate for the same Negroes that think it's funny that you call yourself a 7.2. Yeah, you heard right. It's crazy to me that we can acknowledge that black women are broken and they gotta be in the same country with white women and they always gotta be reminded that they're not white women and they can't play them in the stress and they can't put out the crocodile tears and have someone murdered because we really want that social power. It's crazy to me that we have all the sympathy and empathy in the world for black women in that space. But black women think they still don't have to do for black men that don't want to pipe, that don't find them attractive, that don't find them appealing. Yeah, you heard right. Yeah, you still got to do for the men that are like, meh. Yeah, you heard right. To hell with your ego. I said it. Then what are you doing here then? So you're just poisoning the well of working class and lower middle class and poor black women for the masses of black men. And if that's what you're doing, if that's your project, that's okay. But can you own it, please? And stop speaking like you're above it? Yeah, but Z, they can't do that. Too honest. Can't do that. Right? Huh. And Ishmael says, excuse me, love the way these types have no issue with sowing seeds of excuse me of discontent all excuse me all while being married in relationships and having babies by the same men they rail against. Anything for the cash, I guess. Yeah, for a lot of them, yes. And Ishmael continues by saying, it's gender war, drug dealing. Yep. Yeah. And that's all it is, man. Look, coming to a close, I just want to cover this. Shout out to Gender Warlord. Um, I don't think Kim Foster did anything special here. She flagged Gender Warlord, to be expected. Um, like I said, I really do see you as just another angry troll, Miss Foster, who think you're above these men. While you're in the muck with them, slinging mud with them or against them. you come from a long line of this type of ideology of defecating on black men while couching it as the empowerment of black women. It's not, right? And yeah, Harold says, and the Brick Lady saga was the most naked manifestation of this. So many people showed their ass with that. You gotta love that story. So many people showed their ass on that. They showed that, okay, listen, okay, we're caught red-handed because we gotta still defend this chick even though we know she lying. We know she full of crap. We still on it. We don't care. Black men, we said get down or lay down, and if you lay down, you're gonna stay down. That's what we said. That's what we meant. And Indigo says, "Wait, what did she flag gender war lore for?" Apparently, he might have used just a clip of because the brother don't got no long videos on his channel. It's pretty much shorts. So I guess he must have used something, and then she tagged him or got after him for that. So something like that, right? So yeah, I covered this because I think it's time that we tell Kim Foster to grow up, and you do have a role to play as a Harvard graduate. And you probably have some charity under your name, and nah, nope, more than that, ma'am, more than that, right? No, more than that. You do have a role to play. I said it, I meant it, right? And some of that role to play is to advocate for the same men that don't find you attractive, maybe even the same ones that make fun of your look. I said it. And I'm only saying to you, wait for it. Things that Mr. Z has done in his own personal life. Oh, you better believe it. Speak about the work ethic, the good work ethic of black women that are not interested in me. You better believe it. Done it. I was in the middle of a back and forth with a black woman, not like literally in the middle, but like for a few days. And one of the white women I worked with, young white women, tried to use that as a time to weasel her way in and kind of talk crap about her, and I dead in its tracks. So yes, Kim Foster, absolutely. Yes, you're gonna have to advocate for the men that you despise. Oh, Z? Yep. I said it. The black men you despise. Yes. Yep. I said it from the beginning. To hell with your ego. When I said it, I meant it. I mean it to Chrissy too. To hell with your ego. When I'm saying that, I mean it. I'm not just saying that as a rhetorical exercise. I don't know where black people get off. I don't like him, so I'm not. What? I don't like her, so. Right. The other day, I had to buy some work shoes. I'm at the Nike outlet buying some shoes, and it was a sight to be seen. It's a these all of these kids, they look like they're in their early 20s, and it's a black LGBTQ brother. You could tell the other brothers are straight brothers. Well, at least you never know, right? Straight brothers, and then you got the couple sisters there, and they're all coworkers, and you could see them in the corner talking and laughing and joking. I'm like, black people. That's black people, not this weirdo stuff Kim Foster's on. And all these black men, they're homophobic and they're colorist and they're sexist and they're shut up, grow up. Petulant child energy. I said it the right way the first time. Temper tantrum energy. I said it the right way the first time. And on that note, everyone, we will pause right here. Um, like, share, subscribe, hit the thank you button actually for the replay squad. Um, y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content. From my understanding, Art New Style should be streaming tonight, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, exactly. A split gym. Mr. Z was out here touching grass, apparently, right? You know, living a real life out. Excuse me, off of the internet, off of social media, right? That's fascinating. Y'all know Mr. Z is like a petrol head. I'm into cars. I'm pretty sure to be into cars and to own two of your dream cars, I'm pretty sure you have to go outside. I'm almost certain to go to car events and car meets. I'm pretty sure you have to go outside and touch grass. I'm almost certain of it, right? That's fascinating. Yeah, yeah. A split gym. That's funny. We gotta go. Man, when FD said that, that's hysterical. Exactly, Joes. We don't just stick to computers. Joe said, I'm baking a 4-hour beef ribs right now. Jesus Christ. Hey, pass some of that through the internet. Hold up. Wait a minute. I want mine with no barbecue sauce, though. I want it seasoned with no barbecue sauce. I know sacrilege. I know black people. I know sacrilege. I can't even blame it on being Haitian because Haitians eat with barbecue sauce. I'm the weirdo with no. I don't like barbecue sauce. I've had barbecue sauce so many different ways. It's just not a thing for me. It's not. I'm sorry. It's just not. It's never been. So I will have my ribs seasoned without barbecue sauce, please and thank you. Right? Better you, you're late. About to close out. What's going on, better you? Right? Look at Joe saying, "Yeah, I did it." And Dijon mustard and liquid smoke first. First, was that rube rub? With a second dry rub mix. Ooh, look, you got me sounding sounding like it's adult time for food. Jesus Christ. And Joe says, my sister hates barbecue sauce on her barbecue too. Yeah, man. Since I was a kid, like I said, I've had barbecue sauce from ADOS folks, from Jamaican folks, Haitian, man, I've had I've had the more sweet barbecue sauce, more tangy barbecue sauce, it's just not a thing. It's just not, right? It's just not. Right? GC said, you supposed to be on that salad and water diet, Z. Stay strong. You know what? I gotta try some spicy. Maybe I need to try something spicy. Right? But I like dry rub. I don't like wet wing. I do not like wet wings. I'm weird, bro. Not really weird, because apparently I'm not the only one. I do not. But here's the thing: I like spicy stuff, but I just don't like wet. Pause. We gotta keep it PG tonight. We gotta keep it PG because y'all know where I was gonna go with that. But that's supposed to be wet. Anyway, we get Z. Be serious. Anyway, but yeah, so I don't like wet wings, bro. I don't. Right? So yeah, dry rub. Yeah, always. Yeah. See, exactly. Harold said, "Me too." Dry rub, Z. Dry rub is king. Yeah, that's my motto. Right, that's my motto. Okay, y'all. Look, I got boyfriend stuff to do. And Ishmael says, "Hey, yo, pause." Uh, there's so many ways to do this. That like, there's so many. Hey, yo, the hey, yo. Oh, it's hysterical. The hey, yo is hysterical. That watching Cameron and Mace is just hysterical, man. Harlem dudes, bro. Harlem. Jesus Christ. Cameron and Mace I don't even watch the show. I just watch like highlight clips, right? Because I grew up on Cam. Cam is one of my favorite rappers. Y'all think he's elementary. You need to find out what he's actually saying in that elementary school rap, right? But yeah, Cam is one of my so watching Cam and Mace highlights about the it's just hysterical, right? That's crazy. It kills me. It kills me because we can't say pause no more. So now it's Ayo and that's crazy, right? So yeah, that part. But okay, everyone. We'll pause right here. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content. For the love of God, Kim Foster, grow up. I said what I meant. Yes, you're gonna have to advocate for the same black men who might make fun of you and who don't find you attractive and who you think you're better than. Oh yeah, I said it. I meant it. And I'm right. And you know I am. Yeah. Throw your temper tantrum, but you know I'm right. Right? Throw your temper tantrum. Yeah, it's not fair. Yeah, but the boys in high school and the black boys in college and they make fun of me and my look at you been making fun of my boyfriend and yeah, whatever. You have a job to do. It's that simple. And on that note, y'all have a great rest of y'all night. Mr. Z out. All right, everyone.